we're not at the white paper house. We're here in this beautiful place called, what is it called again?
Amate?
Casa Amate, 65 or 62?
62.
65 probably. No, 62? 62?
The
62.
dose.
This is a place that actually takes Yopaki, which has implemented Breez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they accept Bitcoin.
They accept Bitcoin.
You know, that orange funny internet money that we got.
Yeah.
You know?
And what's great about it is we have a very special guest, a person who just battled Adam back, I heard, on a podcast. Not yet. Don't come on stage yet. But we have an exciting show for you. He just came off from battling Adam back on a podcast. Maybe we'll talk about that. But he's also worked with all sorts of implementations. He's a super secret guest, Brandon. I don't know how we were able to get him here.
My goodness.
But what do you think? Did you get a chance to talk to him?
I have not gotten a chance to talk to him just yet, man.
Apparently, he's a lightning
legend is what they're saying, the double L.
Well,
he just keeps racking up the L's.
I don't think you. I think once you pass wizardry, there's like this other area called what's after a wizard? Like it's like a lightning wizard. And then there's another area.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't think Gandalf was a wizard though. But what type of wizard?
Hagrid, maybe.
What was after?
Maybe Hermione.
Ted, you know what?
Gandalf the White Wizard.
Oh, well, that sounds kind of.
Why is he gotta be white?
Hey, this is being sponsored by Breez. Come on, guys, boys, let's go. Hey, guys, let me clean this up, boys. Hey, this is turning into a Stafford and Slack. Yeah, you can clean this up. What I'm trying to say here is, we got a special guest coming on. He's going to be amazing. Just got off of battling Adam back in a debate. Everybody says he won, so there you go. And we were able to get him here to come talk about Breez and to talk about the Lightning Network and to talk about all the crazy cool stuff that's happening in the ecosystem, and then maybe what he's working on too. But Brandon, you had an exciting panel today.
Yes.
At Startup Day, day one.
Day one.
Tell me about your day. We're tired. I know you're tired. I'm tired.
Nah, man, I'm always full of energy.
But we have, the good thing is we have really good internet, and we have good internet. We have cold waters, and dude, the sun today.
Yeah.
The sun doesn't play.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a big day here in Mexico. We had a lot going on, a lot of great talks. Took a lot of focus out of me, Car. I don't know about you, man, but my Spanish is más o menos. So, you know, I was having to listen very closely to a lot of these talks, but it was great stuff going on here. Obviously, we've got Yopaki building some amazing things. They've got the White Paper House, which is excellent, an unreal venue. And we had a lot of great talks. Yeah, I had one panel with Lynn, who's VC in Mexico City. So she's helping the development of all of the LATAM Bitcoin space. And then, of course, you know, we had the fellas from PlebLab and coming on down and talking about their projects as well. So we've got a big day tomorrow. But day one was pretty solid here, Car. What do you think?
I'm saying one more thing, letting them know. Keep going, Brandon.
Yeah, you're letting them know that everything is going solid and going, really well during day one of this startup day. And we have a big night ahead of us. I think we have like a pizza party kind of thing going on tonight. So we're gonna have some good camaraderie, maybe get some bebidas flowing, and
Did you hear about any cool people that at the event that you were surprised that they were just, you know, out there either working on some really cool stuff that they were building, or like, yeah, anything that you were excited?
It seems like the desire for the Bitcoin space here in Mérida just period was pretty massive. You know, we had a government official come this morning. I don't remember her exact title, so I don't know if you remember it, but it's something to do with money or finances. But either way, high up government official came in, wanted to talk at this conference. You know, we've got the big stage going on. There's a lot of just seeming desire to grow the circular economy here in Mexico, and I think that's pretty special. And one of the questions I asked too while I was on stage was the biggest difference between different areas that I see. And one of the things I think that I've seen in Mexico that is pretty unique is that even though it is a grassroots movement and there's a couple places that are starting to, accept Bitcoin, it seems like there is a lot of builders who have that community and that work ethic trying to push the Mexican scene pretty far forward. So
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I think the coolest thing was just seeing all the people there. I was absolutely blown away how many people were there this morning. Apparently there was like a line out the door like
Yeah.
at 7, and I didn't even get there till like 8 o'clock. But by the time I got there, it was just, it was packed. I couldn't even get to a seat.
yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, it was absolutely packed. They had like local radio, and local media was coming out, so there was a lot of attention around today, which I think was pretty unique. I think this is one of the better startup days. I think every single year you guys are knocking it out of the park
It's
and
all,
just exceeding.
at this point, it kind of feels like it's out of my control. Like, it's weird, dude.
Out of my hands.
It
Just
really,
keeps
at this
growing.
point, like I don't even know who's controlling the thing at this point. Like, it's weird how like it's just going.
Hey man, it's
weird.
gradually then suddenly, right?
And it's
That's what
also
they
like
say.
it's also a bull run too. I think is another thing that's going on, and I think the Yucatan is such a prime place for adoption. And you see it in everybody's faces. There's like we said this earlier, but there's like little kids wanting to take pictures with Francisco. That was insane.
Yeah.
So like future builders, maybe they'll use Breez, right? Like, I think what would have been cool is like I wish there was more swag we could have gotten. Like, I should have done that better. I should have reached out to some of these companies and gotten some swag to give out.
Yeah, I mean, hey, now you have a full-fledged location here, the White Paper House, so
Yeah.
it's their job to start to, get some of that swag and hand it
for
out
sure.
and paint the, as they say, you know?
Dude, that gelato, man, that saved the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that saved
Yeah,
the day for sure.
there's great gelato at the White Paper House. You can
Yeah.
buy it with Bitcoin over Lightning, and then you can, continue to, push forward the circular economy here in Yucatan. Get a gelato, get a nice little tiramisu, do all that at the White Paper House. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the other really cool thing was just the amount of absolute like presentations and that's kind of what I realized today. I posted in Sacra News, but I think the local communities are the ones that absolutely have to care about adopting Bitcoin. It has to come from the local communities. It can't come from anywhere else. Like, you can have people like us come and maybe, lend a hand for a weekend or a week, but it really comes down to local communities.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's just like it brings tourism for like a, week or weekend or something like that, a lot of these events and conferences. But at the end of the day, it's the local communities that build it up, right? I mean, I think what events like this do is that they show everybody, hey, there's desire for these types of events. There's desire to teach people about Bitcoin. There's desire to create these circular economies, so much so that we're having, people fly from all across the world to come to Yucatan, and who maybe would have never come or have never been, and that should get them excited. Maybe I think Yucatan in general is a decently big touristy spot, but as far as like American tourists, they're usually going to the resorts here in Mexico. They're not going to, the cities like we are here. So I think seeing that, and the locals have had a good response. So
Yeah.
I think the development of all of that is going to be big, and I think it's just a matter of time. These guys, Francisco and Carlos, are doing a great job, orange pilling more merchants, and I think the adoption is just going to rapidly take off here.
Yeah, it's crazy too. We had Carlos here earlier, and dude, he just looks so exhausted. He looks so tired, and I don't have the heart to tell him. Like, he's taking a nap, and hopefully we can get him back. But we're supposed to have a dinner here at 7, and
My man's always taking siestas, dude.
no, but I mean,
I'm joking.
these guys are genuinely tired. Like, they literally orange pilled, like, the hotels, and got them all set up and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
but,
they're doing an outstanding job. They're working really hard. Francisco was up early, making multiple trips to make sure the white paper house was good to go. Today, there's a lot that goes into the events. So,
Did you hear about the Time to Build event? Did you hear about this?
no, tell me all about it.
So they're doing this thing called Time to Build. You got 25K prize pool. So it's a developer challenge. Literally, all you got to do is implement the Breez SDK. It's open source. So the guys were trying to do it earlier, like Topher and I think Carlos and a couple others. And the problem that they had, and I messaged Danny about it, but the problem that they had was they couldn't get access to the API keys because there was like a form or something. So that was like the first hiccup. And then I messaged them, and then we got back like right away. And then there was like kind of a hiccup there in the beginning, but so if you do have that problem, if you're listening to this right now and you're like, Carl, I want to join this Time to Build, and you're having problems with the form, just fill it out or reach out to Danny on Twitter, or just wait, and they'll give you those keys, because that was a thing there. But there's a prize pool, so you can win different prizes with every successful merge. PlebLab is actually giving away a startup school residency in 2026.
Wow, look at that.
I mean, dude,
That's
like,
valuable. Hey, I
very
mean, as
valuable.
a guy that's
you can ask Hustle right there how valuable it is.
yeah, as a guy that
has gone through it.
I haven't gone through the startup school, but I've been in PlebLab for months at a time, and I can tell you just from personal experience, my business has changed and accelerated in the times that I've been in PlebLab. A big part of that is because of the man sitting right here. I know he doesn't want to take a lot of credit.
Teresa's here too.
And Teresa as well.
And Keon.
Andrew under the roof.
Yeah.
And
the rest of the guys,
builders. Yeah. They're outstanding. So, definitely recommend that, to say the very least.
But the challenge begins on the 7th. The submission deadline is the 15th. And then you have to merge between the 16th and the 16th of November to the 16th of December. And then the winners are announced on the 8th. And then the judges, we know a couple of those people right there, or 3 of those people. Have you interviewed any of these people?
Oh, yes, I have. I have interviewed Jeff Booth. He has been on the show quite some time. I actually have a Jeff Booth podcast coming out here probably in the next week or so.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you can ask him about the Time to Build stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's already recorded, but I should have. So be on the lookout for that. Shout out, Jeff. And then, of course, we've got, Keon the legend, Lisa, of course. Yeah, there's some heavy hitters over here, man, to say the very least.
Yeah, Roy's on there, too.
Yeah,
Founder.
shout out Roy.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Oh, gracias. Yeah, gracias.
There we go. My man's getting service while on the stream.
No,
That's
this
how
is
electric.
No, this is how they are.
Yeah.
Here in the Yucatan, this is not like this is what happens when you pay in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, like they're literally taking Breez over there. We're gonna pay him with the Yopaki wallet, and it's all running on Breez.
Yeah, shout out Breez.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been possible without Breez.
Pretty much.
These guys are electric. They're bringing my man Carr here, some stuff. I mean, Carr is also a legend in the making here, to say the very least. So
Humble
they're
guy.
like, they see this guy and they're like, all right, I gotta bring him. I gotta bring him his, sparkling water with his pinky out.
So I think we're ready for the guy who took on Adam Back and was safe enough still to travel. He took on Adam Back, and then he traveled, and then now he's going to come and tell us all about it. Maybe not, probably not. But ladies and gentlemen, Chris Guida.
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. Chris, the first question I got to ask you is, do you need a wallet?
No,
You got one?
actually,
Okay, cool.
I am. Okay. I turned that
Hey, is everything.
this
Can you check?
build up water.
Dude, We were ditching now. We'll get to this earlier before we got there, and we'll get there and so all the stuff here. But I didn't ask you like what look like being seen. Always need when the lightning
and you know. So it's, you know, beautiful, you know, merchant, but there's a lot of struggles. There's a lot of to be pixels, and there's a lot of Bitcoiners who have forgotten that's why we're here, and I can get into that. But there's a lot of people who think the store is the only thing Bitcoin needs, and it doesn't need age, but I think medium change is plus me.
Smart community here. We're in for places like here, gelato. You know, for that, I don't know how much is like seeing the and adjust or something.
It was 80 pesos, which is like yep.
At $4.
For 4,000 sats. A little bit less now.
Oh yeah, so 4,000 sats.
A little bit probably like 3,500 sats.
But that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was tasty.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I think, like, we were saying that earlier, like the community stuff is like really important.
Yeah, man.
And
the thing that you were saying earlier, like I've been saying that to everyone all the time. You gotta find a local Bitcoiner developer community. Actually, PlebLab was a big inspiration.
Well, you have it with Guadalajara too.
Yeah. So I've tried to start like a our own sort of local version of what you guys had at PlebLab. I loved how you guys had a space where it was just Bitcoin only. It was completely Bitcoin focused.
Right.
There were all these, you know, places that were kind of crypto-y and shitcoiny, and but you know, I like this sort of Bitcoin only ethos that sort of emerged in the last few years, which is important. You know, like you gotta just be like, no, I'm not working on your stupid, token thing. You know, I'm working on Bitcoin. And now it's gotten more complicated because now there's a bunch of shitcoin things invaded into Bitcoin, and they all think that they're like Bitcoiners, which is really frustrating. But yeah, dealing with that. But yeah, no, I going back to what you said about local Bitcoin dev communities. Yeah, basically, I tried to do a similar thing in Guadalajara. We had a Bitcoin meetup going back a few years. And we were doing kind of a monthly thing, and it was very informal, nothing serious. And then about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, actually Super Testnet came to Guadalajara and was like, hey,
so we did that
Hackalahara.
This year.
They're talking about it.
I mean, you should if you want to.
Yeah. Actually, so that wasn't me that planned that. That was like some of the other guys in our community. But I was there. to support. But people loved it. People loved it.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, and it was really fun. And we should.
It was fun.
Conference next year.
Yeah.
Again.
That'd be
nothing. You just kind of try it out. We have a new space there.
You guys got a new space?
Yeah, we got our own Bitcoin only space. We were in a place called Hacker Garage.
I remember
really
that,
cool
dude. I loved all the machinery in there.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I would freaking start sawing shit. Like,
yeah.
It'd be so lazy.
Yeah, but we got tired of just not being able to make everything really Bitcoin and make everything exactly how we liked it. So we wanted more control over just the environment and the the events and and just have a place that we can customize. So that's the nice thing about having it.
I think I've come to realize too. It's just keeping the band together is the most important part. You realize over time that it really is just about the individuals in the room.
It's about the people. Yeah, there's a lot of, and actually this is something that I've been thinking a lot about recently. A lot of Bitcoiners forget that Bitcoin is made out of people. And this is actually one of the things that sets Bitcoin apart from shitcoins. There's other copies of Bitcoin floating around that have almost exactly the same code as Bitcoin, Litecoin, BCH, XMR, I guess is a bit of a rewrite, but they're all kind of the same idea, right? They have the same tech as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin does not really, some people will be like, oh, Bitcoin has better tech. And I'm like, okay, well, it has Lightning, but you could build Lightning on any of those other chains. It's just nobody's done it. But really, what's apart is the people who have been there since the beginning. You're just trying to make it in the world, trying to destroy fiat. That's really what we're here for. And those people are in Bitcoin. They're not in those other coins. So.
Yeah, I agree. I like, since we've been doing PlebLab for so long, and some of these people I've known for going on 5 years now, and I think about it sometimes where I'm like, the other day we were hanging out with somebody, I won't say who it was, and they let it slip when their birthday was, and we were like, what? Why? Like, first off, why did you let that slip? Second off, like, this whole time, and you're just now, and we were just shocked because we were just like, didn't we do this on this day or whatever? Like, and then we were like, I was like, in my head, I was going through all the different times that we've been doing different things.
Like on that day?
Yes. And I was just like thinking in my head, I was like, I kind of felt.
You've been waiting to say it, probably. Like,
yeah. It was just kind of one of the, but then you start thinking through, like, there's this great Simpsons episode where Bart is struggling because they're going to talk about where, I'm going totally off topic, I'm sure they won't mind, but there's this great Simpsons episode where it's the final Simpsons episode, and Bart is coming to terms with the Simpsons ending, and he doesn't want it to end because the final episode of The Simpsons is when he turns 11 because he's been 10 the entire time. And the joke is that you're turning 11, and he's like, no, my world's changing. And that's kind of what I was feeling. I was just like, whoa, like, it was just like, what's going on?
It's a whole different world.
Time2Build thing. Think about when you see all these different limitations, like with Breez SDK, there's Phoenix, and I don't know a lot about stuff, but I know you're an expert when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, a lot of I definitely know what I did from solve. So basically, Lightning is kind of hard to put into like a mobile application that is both soft and also easy to use. So so there's easy and and you're trusting somebody. Basically, inconvenient, they try to know your easiest onboarding experience. Maybe simple, you can you just start using it, and then if you need a backup, you can sign up with your email, and then with your email, and you have to on and up and lose your phone. You just with your email, their phone. So that's on this side, and then on the other side, it is like running a Lightning node yourself. So this would require you to buy some hardware that's powerful enough to sync the blockchain in a reasonable amount of time, and sync it, and then put something like MD or Core Lightning on that, and you run them together, and you have together, and then you have to do a bunch of stuff to maintain open channels, and you have to deposit, and you have all sorts of stuff. Kind of like a merchant who's trying to accept Bitcoin to do all that, right? It's one of like, here's the term, and here's how you enter the number, and here's how you, and here's what you do after they pay, that kind of thing. Like, and that's it. That's the experience they want. And they don't want to have, a bunch of like headaches with this and that. However, obviously Bitcoin is, the advantage to Bitcoiners, to us, right, as Bitcoiners, is that Bitcoin is sound money, and Bitcoin is not, you are the bank. So, so when you're onboarding a merchant to Lightning, you're kind of selling them not only on accepting Bitcoin, but also on being their own bank. And I mean, you can do the thing where you just say, hey, I'm a Bitcoiner, I'm probably going to come to your shop a lot. And I don't care whether you keep it in Bitcoin, right? Like, I'm just going to spend it with you, and then if you turn it into fiat or whatever, I don't care. I just want some place to spend my Bitcoin, as the spender. And I don't know, that doesn't excite me as much. That use case doesn't excite me as much. I like the sats, like staying in the community, right? Like, I want the merchant Bitcoin in a year or 2 years.
Kind of like what we did right in the white paper house.
Yeah.
When we were paying Danielle.
Yeah. Well, I think we used a custodial wallet though. So.
Okay.
So yeah, I hope that money ends up staying, with the actual merchant. I'm not sure who's going to keep that money, but it would be cool if if it didn't immediately flip to fiat, immediately after it's been received.
Okay.
It's nice to keep the sats in the local community, because then what you can do is now the merchant that you bought gelato from can go and buy his supplies.
Oh, because
from his
remember the guy that we
Bitcoin.
talked to? He said that there was the gelato guy was separate. Remember? He was separate from the other guy. The Italian guy?
The Italian guy, and who was the other guy?
Daniel.
Okay, yeah. I guess they were just working together for the white paper house. I'm not sure what arrangement they had. But yeah, obviously, so one person can collect the Bitcoin, and then that person can save Bitcoin over time, and then they can pay their suppliers in Bitcoin. And then the suppliers have Bitcoin, and then you have this kind of virtuous cycle where, bootstrapping a new currency, a new monetary.
It's tough, dude.
Especially even the dollar, right? Even the U.S. dollar didn't bootstrap from itself.
How did it get bootstrapped?
Well, no, but
that was the big 100x for them.
Way before that, because
Of course, it started from the Civil War.
it started from gold, of years old.
Right.
And then actually the originally like a silver piece, right? And it was actually it came from Spain, I think. They called it the dollar. The dollar.
Yeah.
And so it used to be precious metals. And then eventually, in 1913, they had a Federal Reserve. They printed a bunch of money. There were the World Wars. There was the Roaring '20s. And there was the Depression, where they crashed the economy and bought up all of the bankrupt businesses and bankrupt banks.
They did the monetary equivalent when I tried to get my medicine and I grabbed it and pulled it on me or something.
All right, let's go back to the.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, my point is that the dollar didn't even bootstrap from zero, right? The dollar bootstrapped because it was gold, and then they just watered it down until it was like half of the amount of gold as before, and then it was like a fifth of the amount of gold as before, and then they were like, okay, actually, it doesn't represent any amount of gold. Like you literally cannot take dollars to the Federal Reserve and get any amount of gold. You just can't. That was in 1971. So my point is, we're not only bootstrapping a new currency, we're bootstrapping a new whole monetary paradigm that is comparable to what happened with gold. So we're literally redoing, like take two, right? Like gold was the first try. It was an okay try. It was a good try with fiat.
But don't you think it's kind of going the same way?
You mean Bitcoin?
Yeah, with gold.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's with Bitcoin. This is what I was saying earlier. Like Bitcoin really, there's a lot of ways Bitcoin could fail. And the easiest way that I see is that it failed in the same way that gold. The way that gold failed is pretty, it's kind of like, it's not a bang, it's a whimper. It's not. It wasn't explosive, and sensational. It was just slowly over time, the frogs boiled, and then everybody forgot that gold would real better than paper, right? What could happen to Bitcoin, right?
So at least for I just believe, I think if we just get more concentrated builders, more concentrated communities, and merge the two, and I actually think if we just get them working in a direction.
Yeah, I mean, so go like Breez SDK and the problem that they're trying. So this trying to bring lightning to the masses is a tough problem. Basically.
Yeah, it's very tough.
Because as I said, there's this wallet of Satoshi on this side, and there's running a core lightning on this side with it all. When you're getting in there, you're a system administrator, And so there's all these projects that try to go somewhere in the middle, because we want people to be sovereign. We want to really onboard merchants to Bitcoin. I don't feel like I'm onboarding merchants to Bitcoin when I onboard them to Wallet of Satoshi, right? I feel like I'm onboarding myself, as a spender, but I don't feel like I'm onboarding them to Bitcoin. So I almost don't even do it. I'm just looking for that middle ground, and I think I found there's a lot of good options, right? There's Breez SDK, obviously and that's actually two different options, and we can get into that. And there's things like Zeus, which is kind of similar to Phoenix. So Phoenix Wallet's my favorite wallet.
Yeah, he was.
It supports Bolt 12.
He was over there saying he was like, in Phoenix we trust, or what did you say? All hell Phoenix or something.
No. I was like, so have you accepted our Lord and Savior?
It's like,
Everyone.
that was so funny.
I swear they're not saying me. I just really like that.
I know, it was funny though when the guy he said that to the guy. It was hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, Breez. I know.
No. Roy's probably watching. That's hilarious.
No, but Breez actually is a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Breez is at least 3 different things.
Yeah.
It's the wallet, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say I like Phoenix better than their original wallet. And then they have sort of a new thing. Actually, they have a new wallet. So they introduced their SDK. I believe they also have an LSP. And
the nodeless liquidation and then implementation. These I have my kind of like.
Oh my God. Okay, so I didn't actually know about this. All right, so live on air. All right, so they have so I guess they partner with Spark. All right, so Breez has 4 different things. It's their original and then their SDK, different things. Do they have the native implementation?
Looks like they have the Bolt 12.
Okay, that's
and then yeah. So I mean, it looks like there's 2 sides, and then they have the Spark one.
Did they just nuke the native option? Like, where is that? I don't even see it. Can you do like Control F native? There used to be no.
Yeah, it says native on both sides.
Yeah, but that's.
Oh yeah, it's a different thing.
Yeah. So instead of nodeless, it said. So they used to have a thing where they were working with Greenlight. So it looks like they don't actually have that on their page anymore. I don't know if they just. So all right, so. Now, pretty good talking about, but there's some things with the experience. It was so in the where they were using partnering with Blockstream to work with Greenlight. And then Greenlight, we can go into the technical details of Greenlight if you want, but it's really neat. Basically, the user remote controls a Lightning node in the cloud, and then they have the keys for the Lightning node on their phone. And
yeah.
So it's basically a way for the user to be, own their own coins, but have it be a Lightning node. It's actually kind of an amazing accomplishment that Greenlight managed to do this. With on-chain, this is much easier. With on-chain, you don't have to run a server. You don't need to be always on. You don't have to be online for people to pay you and things like that. So
as far as trying to implement this stuff, Chris, like. You work more on the free and open source side, right? And just let people know like what type of work do you do and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm going to ask you a follow-up question right after that.
Yeah, so I'm a professional dev, and I've been working as a professional Bitcoin dev since the end of 2020, maybe the beginning of 2021 when I started at Start9. And then I left Start9 in 2023, and I went and I had a grant from OpenStax to write some accounting software for Lightning plugin written in Rust. Check it out. If you're a Lightning merchant that uses Core Lightning,
there's not a lot of you guys.
Not a lot of those yet. So that actually influenced what I'm doing now, which is I'm kind of on a mission to get as many people running nodes as possible. And this goes back to the block size where we need economic nodes, and economic nodes are like merchants, especially. But anyway, so
the follow-up question was going to be. If you were listening to this and there's a developer out there, they're like, Chris Guida's my developer, and he just took down Adam Back in a podcast, and I want to be just like him, and I want to implement Breez. Like, how is it really easy to do like an SDK? Like, is it something that you just? And I know you've probably never done this.
So I've seen the demos and stuff. But
like,
I haven't actually...
as far as like an API key and this kind of stuff, is it fairly easy to do this kind of stuff?
Yeah. So the idea with the SDK is that you don't need to put a Lightning node in the wallet like Phoenix did, right? Like,
and how hard was that today or even here recently?
Well, I mean, it's always been a challenge to do Lightning sort of from scratch. But the idea with the SDK is it's a software developer kit, and so it's like an API, right? They built all the library stuff for you. They built the node for you, basically, and then all you have to do with your wallet is just like make a nice app that does whatever you want really, and uses Lightning however you want. Call their stuff in order to do the Lightning stuff. But your app does everything, and then their SDK, which is like the code that you don't have to write the code since they already wrote it.
So it's probably good for like a good like MVP if you're trying to prove out a concept for an app or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I have this cool app to build about like I want to make this neat, like this Bitcoin Uber Eats app or something. I don't know, whatever it is, right?
Yep.
And I want to prove out this concept that it'll work here in my local community.
Yeah.
I can implement Breez SDK, and I can probably get it shipped in like a week or something if I stay up all night.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, so the idea is, you can rapidly prototype, sure. But the other idea is that, it should just be easier to maintain because you're not having to deal with all of the level Lightning stuff. You're kind of leaving that to the SDK.
Okay, so you could even, if you're that guy, you could go even further than that.
Yeah, yeah. You could make actually make new yeah. So it's asked that.
Okay.
So I should have their website before. Coming on, I didn't really think about
Hey, let me see if
I mean, my hair's a mess, but.
It's very Bitcoiny. My beard's a mess, so yeah.
I'll just say something real quick about our transaction.
Here you go.
Yeah, I was actually going to talk about it. So I don't know where you guys left off, but I think most people know Yopaki Breez SDK. Breez is because the easiness of just plug and play for our value prop and the market that we're trying to address. The channel management is an issue, so we do use the liquid integration.
You got the liquid one.
We do, yes.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll just.
Can you explain what that is, Chris?
Yes. So I got the green light one before. That was the first one they tried. It looks like they eliminated it. It looks like it doesn't exist anymore. So that was called the SDK native. And then they had Breez SDK nodeless. The original, which is this one that Francisco and Yopaki are using, which is basically the same as Aqua Wallet. Basically every transaction is a swap, either from liquid to if you're sending.
That's right.
Or from Lightning to liquid. And I believe it just uses again.
Yes. and just to kind of give you an idea, it does take on average about maybe 6 to 10 seconds, depending on, speed, internet connection and all that, but never more than 10 seconds. Just real quick, right now we were for drinks and whatnot with one of our plebs over here. Just onboarded someone, courtesy of Jim, who not only did he basically help him download an app, in this case Yopaki, he tipped him in Bitcoin because he wanted him to interact with it and get some. And the guy was honestly just so grateful for it. It was easy transaction. Jim just boom on the spot, and we told him, yeah, welcome to Bitcoin. Anything else to add, Jim? That was pretty positive, right? I think that's important though, to expand. Those first interactions are key. We know how frustrating it can be sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I've had that with family, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stick to my old ways. So that was cool. And as far as the integration goes, if it wasn't for that SDK, man, it would be so.
Yep.
Kudos. Thanks, Breez.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, Francisco said.
I gotta head out.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Francisco.
Francisco said basically, what an SDK does is it's almost like a pre-made Lightning wallet.
Okay.
And then you just slap a front end on top of it.
Oh, do you want another one, Chris?
I'm good for now.
So it sounds like it could be more powerful than it's just like a prototype.
Yeah, like app developers don't want to have to the people who end up building stuff that ends up getting used by end users, not generally like the protocol devs, right? Mm-hmm. So you want the protocol devs or people who are knowledgeable about sort of the guts of Bitcoin and Lightning to make this SDK. They're doing all that back end work for you.
Right.
And then and then people who are more web devs, people who are more front end people can go and actually package that in a nice digest that's easy to use.
And sell it to the masses. And productize it, sell it to the masses.
And it's a good onboarding experience,
Right.
Because as Francisco was saying, like, you want that first interaction with Lightning to be positive, right? If you're like, hey, accepted, it's awesome, and then it's like, the payment's failing, or like you can't scan the QR or whatever, they're gonna be like, what is this? This doesn't, it's like seems a little scammy. I don't know what this is,
Exactly.
especially if there's a spam attack.
Yeah.
And the chain $3.
So before we end, I gotta ask you about Adam Back debate. What was the Adam Back debate about, and like all that stuff?
So Laurishan just was having a debate with Adam and like Mechanic and Samson, and Mechanic or just Mechanic, I'm not sure. And Mechanic was like, I can't do this. Can you do it? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to. And so basically, I've just been arguing with people on Twitter, for the last year or two about this spam issue, I guess, that's sort of dividing things now. Knots versus core. Yeah. And and people think I don't know what people think, but I'm trying to find out what the core position is. Yeah. And every time somebody from the core side says to me what their position is, it doesn't make sense to me. It's just not.
What side was he on?
He's on the core side. He kind of came in a back and was like, okay, it looks like I should probably weigh in on this now. Yeah. And it seems like he talked to some people on the core side, and they convinced him of their position. I wish I could do the same thing, right? Then I would maybe agree with them. I don't know. But
so
they're just very hard. They're very hard to communicate with.
You just went on the podcast just to talk to him about the two sides. Did it already air already or no?
Yeah, it was live streamed.
Oh, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah. It's one of the highest signal conversations about this topic, because the problem with this debate is, in contrast to the block size wars, I don't know if you guys remember the block size wars, but all these debates on Reddit, and Greg Maxwell and Peter Willow would go on there, and they'd be just talking to. But everybody would have questions, and they'd be writing these long explanations and being very patient and stuff. And that's what got me on board. I was like, yeah, this small blocks thing sounds great. This SegWit thing sounds great. These big, these Vcachers, they sound like they have no idea what they're talking about. So I'm going to be, outside of Bitcoin Core. And so fast forward, 8 years, and they're just doing the opposite of that. They're just not explaining themselves. They're just. Basically, so they're ripping out the opportune limit, which is a thing that's been sitting there minding its own business for 10 years, and it's been working perfectly, anybody can tell. And they're just getting rid of it for seemingly no reason. Like, having talked to them, more and more and more, and I finally posted a bunch of questions to Peter Willow on Delving Bitcoin, and he wrote a long response, and I'm going to send another response soon.
Oh, wow.
But, the debate is very frustrating because the people who actually have the rationales are not participating in the debates. So there's all these kind of like sub-arguers who are trying to guess the rationales, but but everybody's arguments are really bad.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you talking about it. It can be very frustrating, and it can be very frustrating to talk about it online, especially like. Yeah, I was just curious because I know you had just got on it, But this is why, like, for me, I always stay out of that. I'm always just like, it's not in my lane, I more care about the cool stuff that like Breez is doing, the guys are doing, all this stuff. Did you take a look at the Time2Build stuff? Did you hear about this hackathon that they're doing?
Yeah. We're the communities on there.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, we're probably going to have an event that's focused on this.
Oh,
doing it right now.
That'd be cool. So, can people think? Do you think it would? Where are you guys at on here?
If you go to Americas, yeah. Americas.
Guadalajara. Oh, yeah, right there. Let's go. Yeah. Guadalajara, Bitcoin.
Yeah, so that's us.
Dang.
So
we need to get.
Yeah, we're one of the participating communities. We don't have any devs working on the challenge right now, but I bet we'll get some for the.
So you're gonna get boarded up
Yeah,
as well?
try to recruit some people to.
What would you make? What are you thinking of making with the?
Well, I mean, so the thing that we're actually one of the main projects in our community right now is a point of sale system called Ambrosia, and it's basically like right now it's just focused on restaurants. So we call it Ambrosia because it's like nectar of the gods. You know, it's like you know, if Zeus is the god of lightning, you know, Ambrosia is the food that Zeus would eat. You know? So they're like, all right, we're gonna make a restaurant app that's a point of sale system for restaurants to accept lightning. So what that is basically just it's just like it looks like any point of sale system. It's got like the inventory management and all that, and then it's got a wallet, and the wallet is it will accept credit cards. Right now, it only accepts Lightning through Phoenix D. That's the thing I was telling you about before. It's like the Lightning node out of Phoenix Wallet, and you put it in your server and you run it there. Then that's Phoenix D. And the neat thing about that is it doesn't need a full Bitcoin node to it, and there's no channel management other than you get one channel. So with Phoenix, you get one big channel with the Phoenix LSP, and so you don't have to like manage your channels. You don't have to think about like opening and closing channels or rebalancing or anything like that. You just have one channel, and it's private, and the LSP charges you fees for various services.
A lot of fees or no?
Depends.
Okay.
So for certain things, it can get expensive, but for most things and for most people, I would say it's definitely worth the cost to avoid all of the frustration of having to manage a Lightning node. So it's definitely worth it for most people, I would say.
So you're definitely so what I'm hearing, Chris and the team at Guadalajara are throwing their hat into this ring.
I think so. I'm not gonna definitely say yes because
wow.
I mean, so look.
So if you guys are coming in, I think PlebLab's gonna have to be next then. Because I'm gonna have to get the boys to get in there. I mean, because that's a lot of money, man.
It's $25,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but it's not all going to the first.
No, because it looks like 7K.
Okay. Yeah.
3.5K.
Yeah. Okay.
1,000.
Okay. So
and then Steven in Atlanta. Those guys always try to Alex and Steven. You know.
Yeah. They have
their like
thing going. Yeah, they made that really cool Bolt 12 website. I love that website.
I'm gonna see Steven next to TabConf, so
nice.
I'm gonna be like, Steven, stay away from Time2Build, Steven. They always win, dude. They always place.
They're good, man.
Why do they always place? Why do they always place, Chris?
Dude, they're hackers, man. They get shit done. Well, and they're also like they make products. They know how to make a UI, right?
And then Steven's a designer. He knows how to make a website.
They have designers, exactly. Yeah.
But do they work though? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
You know, I don't know. I don't think I've tried any of their hacks.
No,
they have good demos though.
They have really good. And then you know Alex knows how to like present.
Oh, dude,
Alex great at presenting.
He's great, yeah. Well, and organizing the.
Oh yeah.
And they keep trying.
They have a good 1-2 punch. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You guys will have like the deep tech stuff at Guadalajara. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're protocol stuff.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, like I said, our main project right now is a sales system that's mostly a front end. So I guess it is a little bit outside our wheelhouse.
Dude, this could be the battle of the hacker spaces.
Could be.
All right. So it sounds like you guys are in. I'm gonna have to talk to my wizard Topher and see if what to do about this. And then I want to talk to Steven.
You're thinking we could be like?
I think we should just should be. Yeah, because if I get there, you guys, and then we get Steven's gonna be in. He's always in these things.
Well, so yeah, I mean, so the idea I was kicking, our app is pretty modular. You could probably replace the Lightning backend with Breez SDK.
That would be cheating. And then Roy's listening to this right now.
Would it be cheating?
I mean, he's one of the jizz.
I don't know. I feel like replacing our backend with Breez SDK.
I mean, will it still function the same? I guess.
I'll see why not. I mean, I haven't looked at the but I assume it's like like list transactions and send transactions.
I mean,
invoice.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah.
I
mean, you'd have to look at like all the stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I guess.
I was really impressed at how the page where it talks about nodeless, and it was saying that it would like compare and contrast the Spark thing.
Let me go back.
Thing.
Oh, yes.
It was it said it had Bolt 12 support.
No, it does. Yeah, it does.
So
yeah.
apparently you can do Bolt 12 using the Bolt swap.
Yeah, right here.
The liquid one. And I don't know if the Spark one does. It looks like it doesn't.
No.
It's got some other stuff.
There's some other stuff, but yeah. It's probably easier to implement that, but like, yeah. But no, but there's options.
Yeah.
There's options out there.
I'm sure you could just be started, and I'm sure you could just click it and.
Yeah.
I'm sure it gives you like a sample.
Okay, it looks like we have to wrap up, but
all right.
looks like we might have the battle of the hackerspaces here. Guadalajara's going to jump in. PlebLab will jump in. I'm going to talk to Steven next week at TabConf. Maybe get Atlanta Hackerspace to jump in, and then that could be interesting.
Yeah, we got a bunch of young, hungry devs. So
25K big prize. That's a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay.
First prize is today?
The first prize was. Okay. Prize was. Hang on, let me go back here. Okay, yeah. Top ranked, mid ranked, and then selected projects.
So you're saying I would be disqualified if I just took my app?
No, I'm not saying. I'm not a judge. I'm not a judge.
Where the
judges?
Where are the requirements? Yeah,
the judges are.
Where are the where
the requirements?
Criteria, like how do you win? What's the line between
submission is November,
winning and cheating?
Submission is November 15th, so you need to get on it. And then the what are the requirements? Here, you can build anything, yeah. Moving value, think bigger, messaging, social, how to enter. Open to all developers worldwide, no
integrate Breez SDK node list
into an existing open source app.
So, but they're both lists, right? So the Spark one and
the
liquid
they're
one,
both node lists.
Okay, so you could probably use either.
Yeah, and they must be merged or accepted by the project maintainers before the judge deadline. I mean.
So.
What does that mean?
So that just means if you're adding SDK to an existing project, so like you said, Uber Eats, imagine there's like an open source version of Uber Eats and you want to add Lightning payments to it. Then the maintainers of the project, so you PR, right? You would make a proposal for some changes to the app that add Lightning. And then that would be a PR on GitHub, and then the maintainers who actually own the code would merge your code. They'd be like, yes, we are going to do this.
Is that eligible, is what you're saying?
The integration must be merged or accepted by the project maintainers before the judging deadline. Eligible open source projects must have a FOSS license and active community and a real-world user base.
So that's eligible?
Okay, yeah, so ours would disqualify because well, all right, we have a user, which is us. But we're
wait, yours is not a FOSS one, is what you're saying?
We don't have a real-world user base yet because the app is not really done yet. It's kind of under construction.
We'll just throw a couple users on it.
I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, we could.
And then it's a real world user base.
I guess we'll have to get with the judges to be like, okay, we just.
I mean,
ordered 5 merchants.
I mean, literally, they're in the corner, aren't there? Like,
I don't know. There's a bunch of merchants right around here, yeah. We could.
It's not that hard. Yeah. Just get your local community to do it. Yeah. I mean, if you build it.
We probably don't qualify, but.
Yeah, I mean, if you build it. Anyways, thank you so much, Chris, for coming on. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for explaining everything. If you're listening to this and you're a fan of Chris Guida, where can they follow you?
I guess I'm on Twitter a lot.
You're on Twitter?
At CGuida6.
And then you're on GitHub. Hey, I have a weird question about GitHub.
All right.
So people tell me, because I always message Ben Carmen, and I'll take a screenshot of his like GitHub sometimes, and I'll be like, nice merge, dude. Send it to him on Slack, and I'd be like, nice merge, dude, emoji, and he'll be like, okay. Is that not like a thing with devs or something? I asked Austin, he's like, don't do that, that's cringe. Is that like, you guys
It depends. Okay, it depends. Did he write the feature? And is it a feature he's proud of?
Well, I showed it to Topher, and Topher was like, Car, that's not like nothing.
I mean, if it's like a random docs change or something like that, we fixed a misspelling,
Yes, yeah, that's what Topher
Congrats,
said.
bro.
Topher said it was like nothing.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. Somebody sent me like, hey man, congrats on this like typo fix. Like, okay. hype this up for,
would you think it was like a joke, or would you think Car doesn't know the difference?
I mean, we ask you. I'd be like, so you know what this?
So the question I have, like, is there not like a social feed? Like, do you guys not? So do devs not look at the game? Because I follow all you guys.
Is there a GitHub social feed?
That's what y'all all say. Y'all all say that. Y'all all say that.
GitHub has, ever since Microsoft bought GitHub,
Y'all
they've been
all,
writing
dude,
all of these features that like
all,
nobody that I know.
you guys all say that you guys never look at the feed.
It's
Dude, all I do is look at y'all's feed, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Can you show me the page that you're talking about?
Well, I don't want to. I don't know. Is that a thing to dox people what they're working on?
It's all open.
Oh. That's another dumb question.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, there's private repo.
I'll show you after we end. But
yeah.
I just had a
anything that you can see is fine for you to show everyone.
Oh, okay. I was going to see. That's another number. But so y'all never look at the social feed?
No. I mean,
y'all never look to see what y'all are.
I mean, sometimes if I want to
because you're not following each other, though?
Yeah, well, sometimes if I want to investigate somebody, I can go to their profile, and it'll show you everything that they're working
But y'all
on.
never see y'all's social?
Everyone you're following has, this guy burned.
Yeah.
Like, where even is that? I didn't even know
It's
that
in
was
the
a thing.
social feed. What? That's how I keep up with all Tony and everything.
Yeah,
That's how I keep up with all of the stuff that you're working on.
Huh?
That's how I keep up with all the stuff that you're working on.
Cool. All right. Cool. Good.
So if you ever see a message from me that's just like, keep up the great
I see you comment on this PR.
Anyways.
Right you are.
All right, we're ending right there. So you got build with time.